These are the cores and cards that you need to look out for before Phantom Nightmare drops. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? It's Tom with Tricard Gaming, bringing you back a brand new video. Just wanted to go ahead and give you some information before Phantom Nightmare drops. I've been kind of looking over some of the market and some of the cores and cards that I've personally invested in myself, and I'd like to help you guys out if there's some decks that you already foresee being a threat or being potentially tier 1 in the next meta. So we take this into account that we still do not have the next ban list in yet, which we'll probably either see in late December or January. So hopefully we'll see it by then. I would say take this with however you will. So take this information and either run with it or be like, okay, well, that'd be something to look into. So the first thing I kind of want to go over is the deck cores that I think are going to be fairly important in the next upcoming months. So as of right now, and also these are going to be something to invest in because most of these cores that I mentioned are going to be right around $100 or a little over. So with that being said, one of the first core that I would like to go over is Raid Raptor. As many of you have seen already, Raid Raptor is getting 2 new cards actually they're getting 4. 2 main deck monsters, a main deck spell, and a main deck trap, and they're getting a lot of support. I'm just now thinking about it, they're getting a lot of support. So as of right now, that's actually a deck that I'm currently building. I have most of the core, I've invested in most of the core. I have all the pieces that I need, and you can get this deck as of right now max rarity for right around $120, and that's if you get the Raid Raptor calls, if you so choose to get them. So the most expensive cards in this deck that you're going to invest in is probably going to be either your Force Strix if you go max rarity, they're right around $15 a piece, give or take, or your Raid Raptor calls. Raid Raptor call is the normal spell that allows you to target one Raid Raptor monster you control and then special summon one from deck with the same name. So you're able to, say you have a Tribute Lanius or a Fuzzy Lanius, you can just target it, special out another one. And it can be used as an extender and an easy way to get into Raider's Night. And more importantly, the new extra deck monster, which I believe his name is Brave Strix. That one's going to be really important in the combos and stuff as well. So look into some of these cards that are pertaining to Raid Raptor, such as like the Skip Force and a lot of these other different spells and monsters. I, as of right now, have invested in pretty much all the Raid Raptor cards. I'm still missing a couple of the rank up magics, but other than that, that's one that I would highly recommend looking into because it synergizes with so much and it makes a big 4K unaffected monster. So the next deck core that I would like to go over is one of my personal favorites as well. I've currently built this, I've played this at locals before, and that would be PK. And more specifically, PK Adventure. As of right now, the Adventure engine itself, Rite of Aramesir is going for right around $2 to $3. So now's a good time to pick up those, and people will go, well, what about Fateful Adventure? Well, Fateful Adventure isn't worth that much right now either. Fateful Adventure, I think, is maybe $4 to $5 on TCG Player. So now is a really good time to pick up the Adventure engine, and if you don't mind getting the lower rarity stuff, you can pick up PK for a song and a dance. So I would recommend picking up the PK engine. Not only that, but the PK is still competitive in today's competitive scene. As of right now, you'll see PK Horus Adventure. I will make a note though that the Horus engine is very expensive as of right now. Imsetis are about $55 a piece. So buy that with your own discretion. But if you just bought the PK Adventure thing and you wanted to kind of piece it out over time, I would recommend go ahead and getting the PK engine and with all the extra deck stuff with it. So that's really another thing that could really come up with Goblin Rider. I'm currently testing a Goblin Rider PK and it is absolutely phenomenal. It's a really fun deck to me and it just extends for days. So for those who are interested in that kind of play style, look into that deck to kind of get, plus it's well under $100. The next deck that I would like to kind of go over is a more recent one that came out of the most recent set, Valiant Smashers. So I would recommend keeping an eye out on the Memento deck. that deck as of right now is not worth a whole lot. I mean, it's still kind of bottoming out. You could wait another couple weeks after the Black Friday thing on TCG Players kind of smoothed out and the sales are kind of over with and people kind of get back to normal with the pricing. But I would recommend looking into the Memento stuff because your most expensive card as of right now is going to be your Anguish. Your Anguish is going to be right around $10 a piece. I would say you're probably going to run 3 in that deck, and then the rest of it is more, besides the boss monster, is going to be right around 10-15 cents a piece for everything but the boss monster. If I'm not mistaken, the boss monster is like $3-4 right now, and I don't think you run more than 1 or 2 of him. But I don't know. I haven't played the deck, haven't built the deck yet, but that is something that I would like to look into just to have for fun. Now, let's go ahead and get into some of the singles that I would recommend go ahead and getting before Phantom Nightmare drops. Some of your first things that I would recommend is something that a most recent card that I've seen used in the meta, Mistaken Arrest. Mistaken Arrest as a secret rare right now is going for about $5 to $8 a piece. And it is another way to Droll and Lockbird somebody if you're going first, and it locks down the entire deck, or it prevents you from adding cards from deck to hand for an entire turn, or until the end of your next turn. So it is extremely strong when it comes to that, and if you're a deck that doesn't really care about adding that stuff to your hand, then it's a very, very powerful card for you to have in your tool belt. The next card that I would like to look is a similar card called Deck Lockdown. I had this card played on me last weekend when I was playing with my buddy Brad. That card, it stops everything for Unchained. You're not able to add cards from hand, which doesn't really do a whole lot against Unchained, but the second effect where you can't special monsters from main deck, that is what makes it really difficult. So that card is really strong against Unchained. I think it'll be really good against Raidraptor in the next format because you're just able to shut off most of their stuff because Fuzzy Lanius lets you add it to hand for one thing and then you can special it from hand. So it shuts off that whole entire combo line. It's a very strong, very useful card to have. And then we get into some of the cards that you might have just laying around. Super Polys and Emergency Teleports. I kind of do these together because that's I got both of these off of my buddy. So Super Poly is going to have a very big part if it doesn't get hit on the ban list here soon. I've mentioned a lot of in my past ban list videos that Super Poly needs to get hit in one way, shape, or form. Well, with Yubel being one of the newest archetypes, I really doubt that card's going to get hit a whole lot unless they put it to 1 or if they just semi-limit it. But that card is still unbelievably strong. So as of right now, most of your common, or most of your secret and ultra copies are going to be right around $4 to $5. You can get the higher rarities for a little bit more, or quite a bit more. So if you were looking for QCs or any of those other ones, make sure to kind of look around if you wanted to go ahead and get the higher rarity ones now before the market kind of shoots up, when it's going to be pretty much mainboarded in any fusion deck, which it already kind of is. But keep an eye out on the price of Super Poly and just kind of gauge it to how you feel would be the best way to get it. If you see that the market's kind of dipping on them, that would be the time to go ahead and grab your Super Polys. E-Tellys is another card that you're just able to turbo out a level 3 Psychic monster from deck, and PK runs that package. They run Psychic Wielder, they run Psychic Rover, they run all of that. So that is absolutely another way to go ahead and grab those extenders. If you wanted to go ahead and grab the higher rarities of those before they went up, it's another card that I would recommend. And as we move on, I'm going to kind of go shift gears into the Kaijus part of this. So the Kaijus that I recommend for this next format, and for the cards that I would recommend go ahead and getting the higher rarity of, is Lava Golems and Sphere Modes. Sphere Modes is hanging around 15, I believe, right now, 10 to 15. And if you were going to, that card specifically is going to be absolutely crazy against Raidraptor, because they usually end on a Wise Strix, they end on the unaffected Rising Rebellion Falcon, the rank 13, and they have another way to make it on your turn with the new rank up magic. So with that being said, They have all three of those on field. They have a Y-Strix, a way, Brave Strix, a way to get to the new one, and they already have the Big Bungus on field. So, if you were going to go ahead and drop something on them, here, have a golden ball. That is the best way to do it. Same way with Lava Golem. If you wanted to go ahead and get your high rarity Lava Golems now, I believe now's the time to do it. Where people are kind of like backing away from the rarity collection. There's not a whole lot of stuff. It's like, I've already got a playset of that. I've already got a playset of that. Let's go ahead and just back up. If you wanted to go ahead and grab your QCs of some of your favorite kaijus, like Lava Golem and Sphere Mode, now's the time to do it because they are under 10-15 bucks a piece. The next card that I would like to go over is a package that I currently run in my PK build, and that is the Utopic Future set. So that's F-Zero Utopic Future and the Draco Utopic Future. Which Draco Utopic Future is the Monster Negate Snatch Steal that has whenever you detach. And it's very, very important to the board setup with Goblin Riders that I've made so far. I'm still doing some testing with that deck, but that is to come in the future. I'll go ahead and I'll let you know that that is probably going to be recorded tonight. I'll be working on that deck and doing some testing with my buddy Old Man Higgins tonight. So I'll give you an idea of what some of the combo lines that I have are and what some of my favorite lines to do. But that being said, that package, as of right now, I think is only like, if you wanted to get it secret, I think you only run one a piece. They're like $5 a piece. So it's $10 for both of them. You only need one a piece. And I would recommend getting those as well, just to have in your toolbox. And plus, they're not a necessarily bad card or a very specific card. They're good for like turbo rank decks. So if you're just able to like spit out rank 3s or rank 6s or what have you, those cards are going to be absolutely insane because you're able to snatch steal a monster that your opponent controls. Like, they have a Fenrir, they activate Fenrir, you go, okay, no, you ain't getting that Fenrir, I'm stealing them now. You activate a card effect, I'm banishing something face down, I'm the captain now. So I recommend getting those because those are really solid cards to have. Just really can really change the tide of a game in general if you have them. Then the last two cards that I'd kind of like to go over, one of which I'm actually probably going to be trying to get here soon, being Phantasme. There's so many Link decks out now, and with the new arrival and as of recent, there's been some new Sky Striker support announced. Those cards are going to be absolutely crazy. I would recommend getting your Phantasmes because if a lot of these Link decks just stay popping, then that Phantasme is going to be able to regenerate your resources really quick on turn 1. Your opponent's playing, they get a big Link out, you go, okay, Phantasme. From there, you can actually go ahead and draw, like, you can draw your cards that you need, if it's a Link 2, or I think it's for each Link monster that they have, you draw +1. So it's like if they control one Link monster, you draw 2, put 1 back. So that's going to be very important to the next meta, I believe, as well. And speaking of Sky Striker, there's one card as of right now that is actually quite a bit cheaper than what I originally paid for it, which would be Sky Striker Azalea. I believe with the new support that is coming out for Sky Striker, we will see that card used actually in the deck. It'll change up the playstyle of how Sky Striker is actually played, but Azalea is going to be important to have as just a random utility card. So as of right now, I checked it a little bit earlier. If I'm not mistaken, the card's only $12 to $13, and I believe you could run 1 or 2. So that card is another one that I would recommend. It's a general pop card as well, so I would recommend looking into those cards. And I've said that a lot in this video, but some of these cards are absolutely insane, and they're going to be really important here coming up. But guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what cards I missed, what cores I missed, because I know there's a lot of cards out there in this game, and I'm not. I know a little bit, and I know I'm trying to figure out a lot of things on the way. But I do know my main ones that I'd recommend for cores anyway is Phantom Knight, Adventure, and Raid Raptor. Those are right now, they're all commons, and only if you can go ahead and get caught up and go ahead and get the rest of the stuff that you need, before Phantom Nightmare drops, you're going to be way ahead of the game, because you're not going to have to spend $30-$40 on a Raid Raptor call or on some of these other cards. Like, you're not going to have to pay $5 for a super rare of Strangulanius. So that's what I would recommend, guys. But again, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the video. If there's anything that you guys want me to see, what do you want to see me do next? Let me know, again, down in the comments. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're running up on 100 subscribers. Thank you guys for being here with me to join me on this ride. But my name is Tricard Tom with Tricard Games. We'll see you next time.